Good day, everybody. My name is Mwanahiba Mzee. I'm currently the Managing Director of EcoBank Tanzania. I would like to share my story, my journey in the career and life, and I believe that it will inspire some few people to reach and overreach where I am today. I did my education in Tanzania. I finished my primary school in Kurasini, a school known as Kurasini Primary School. Now I understand it's split into two, but it used to be one, Kurasini Primary School. Then I went to Masjidi Kuba Islamic Secondary to finish my O-levels, and I finished A-levels at Al-Haramain Islamic School. After that, I went to UK for my high-level education. I obtained a diploma in Business Executive Association. I have a postgraduate diploma in Business Finance and a master's degree in Business Finance as well from Hull University. After finishing my master's, I came back to Tanzania in 1996. I joined Standard Chartered in 1997 as a trade services clerk. I was the junior staff in that unit. I learned everything in terms of practical banking during my time at Standard Chartered at that period. Unfortunately, being a woman, or fortunately, I was pregnant, and before the probation ended, I was supposed to go for my maternity leave. In those days, you could not get maternity leave while you're on probation. So I had to quit my job to have my first child. So I had my son in mid-97, and I stayed off work for about 6 months to take care of my child. In 1998, I had opportunity to join Stanbic Bank Tanzania as a credit analyst in the corporate department when they were establishing the department then. I joined the corporate bank, and within 3 to 4 months, I was given a portfolio as an RM before I was confirmed in the credit analyst position. So at the time of confirmation, I was confirmed as a relationship manager and not credit analyst, because I was already doing the job of a relationship manager. After that, it was just, to climb the ladders from junior to middle to senior. And I left Stanbic as a senior corporate manager who was next to the head of corporate in Stanbic Bank then. I left Stanbic to go to Standard Chartered again. And the main motivation was just to change, because I've been in corporate now for more than 5 years, and I wanted to have different thing to do, and also more challenges and more responsibilities. In corporate banking, you only have maybe 2 to 3 people under you, and you're only limited in terms of the management challenges that you have to your portfolio and business growth. So I went to Standard Chartered as a general manager in SME unit. It had more people, more challenges, more opportunities to grow. I went in there, and then after that, I basically migrated into several roles within Standard Chartered. I can say it gave me the opportunity to learn so many things in banking. After the SME banking, in about a year or so, I took over a mortgage project. At that time, we were looking into establishing mortgage in Tanzania. I actually participated in several conferences and discussions, which as a country, we were debating how to have mortgage in the country as a way of people having decent homes and at affordable prices. So we did that mortgage project. At that time, the laws were not that conducive. So at a country level at Standard Chartered, we said we are not ready. And we couldn't offer mortgages then. That was in 2005, if I remember correctly. Then I was given a portfolio of personal loans to manage. So I went to become a general manager in the personal loan unit, where we're giving loans to salaried individuals in the market. That job I had for about a year or so. And after that, I was given risk management to manage for the consumer banking of Standard Chartered, which I did for about 2 years or so. After we've stabilized the unit and the risk management, I asked to go back to business again. And the opportunity arose in the retail department. I joined the retail products department for the country. And after that, I was given a portfolio for East Africa until end of 2011, when I vied for the position of my boss. I went all the way to become second in the position, or first runner-up. The person who was already doing the job in another country got the job to come to Tanzania. But opportunity came knocking from another bank on the same position that I desired then. And I left Standard Chartered to go to Bank of Africa to join the bank as a head of retail banking, responsible for products, for branches, and for SME business. I was at Bank of Africa for some few years. After the retail position, I also managed risk and compliance for the bank for another maybe 18 months or 2 years, when the idea of becoming the managing director came up. And surprisingly, it came from my boss, the managing director then of that bank, because he started delegating his responsibilities to me every now and then. And I was questioning him, and he said, just do it. It's an experience. So I started vying for the positions of the MD. The first job, I went all the way to board, because with the MD's position, you start with professional recruiter. Then you go to the board. And after that, then it's a regulator to say you are fit or not. So the first job, I went all the way. I became second in that position. The other person won the job. The second time that I vied for the position, I went all the way. I became a top winner, but at the last moment, they basically decided to restart the process all over again. So I didn't go for the second round because I didn't see any meaning to that. But within few months of that, EcoBank came knocking, and I went for the interviews all the way, and I was approved with the group board, and also Central Bank gave their approvals. So that's my life. How did I get here? I can tell you that it's all hard work. I'm the person that doesn't shy away from work. So usually I will do my work, I will do other people's work, and I will not even flinch. So if you want to grow, you have to show that you can do your work and you can do more. So I've been doing that since the time that I was a trade service clerk at Standard Chartered. So I'll do my work, I'll finish, I will have nothing to do, and then I'll go and do the filing for all the units. And I'll file. While I file, I learn, I ask questions, and therefore expose myself to more opportunity. At Stanbic, when I was credit analyst, I was doing my work, finished. My colleagues will play cards. I will go to the relationship manager and ask for jobs to do. So I was doing my line manager's work as well as other people's work. So I'll go and ask, do you have a new business to do? You have a correspondence you want to be responded? You have financials to be spread? And I'll do that. So the head of unit saw me doing that and gave me the responsibilities. So it's all about hard work. The barriers, women, we have so many barriers, but I will not take them as barriers. I will take them as challenges because they haven't restricted me becoming who I am today, and I'm sure they will not restrict me becoming who I want to be tomorrow or the day after. The challenges women have is our work does not finish at 5 o'clock. It only changes. Even today, when I finish here, I say I'm changing office because I'm not going home. I think most of the men, when they leave office, is either to rest, to go home and sleep, or watch football or whatever. But for women, you go home, you have other things to do. You have to think about the children. Yeah, how was the day? What are the things? School, this, that. Yeah, the admin work does not end. So that becomes a little bit stressful sometimes. And you don't have as much time as you would like to have. 12 hours does not cut it. 15 hours does not cut it. But it's all about now, how do you manage the different things that you're doing? So for me, I took several steps backwards because of growing my children. As I said before, my first child came in 1997, my first year of the job. I planned it, actually. I said after finishing university, I want to get married, have my kids, so that I can have life afterwards. Yeah, so stepping back every 2 or 3 years to have my children. You take a step back to relax, to give it to the child for about 6 months, sometimes up to 12 months, and then you go back in full swing to get your career online. So my age mates maybe were CEOs of the banks, maybe 5 years before me, but I don't regret because I have 3 beautiful children. I have 2 sons. One is 22 years, is in college right now. Another one is 19 years, just finished his A-levels. And the last one, a girl, is going into his exams this year. So I don't regret, but it's hard because you are in a meeting and you can be called and you are told somebody has stepped on fire. It has happened. So as a woman, you can't basically even sit in that meeting. You have to get out. But great line managers and great bosses helped all the way. That I'm grateful. My line managers were understanding because I was delivering when I don't have any problem. So when I have any problem, they will support me throughout. What advice I will give to the next generation? I have seen the generation that we have now. It's so different. And I don't blame them because I have 3 of them in my house. But I'm scared sometimes. It's a generation that has been grown to just take. They expect everything to be given to them. They believe that it's their right. It's not like in our generation whereby you have to fight hard to get what you want to get. So the advice I will give to the ladies of next generation, even next generation and the generation thereafter, is that you want something, you work for it. You start at school, at home, at work. It doesn't end. I can tell you today, I'm the managing director, but it's not like my work is lesser. It's actually the work becomes more and more. I have 10 or 11 people under me. So it means that I have to review and have to coach and I have to guide 11 departments or units under me. So it comes from having 1 unit to become having 7 units and 100+ people under you who are looking at you for their professional career growth as well as their personal challenges. So hard work is not going anywhere. You want to grow, you want to be successful, you have to basically prepare yourself to work. And that's the message that I want to leave to all the ladies and even the young men of this country and others. Thank you.
CV People Africa Initiative.